Hey, it's Joe. Welcome to my scripture reflection for Tuesday, May the 17th. I hope you're all doing well on this. Well, maybe it's the 16th. My brain's a little foggy this afternoon, this morning. I just did come back from that nuclear stress test and everything went okay. As usual, it was a very revealing experience. We need to open our minds and hearts for these things to become that. But I'll get into that in the reflection because there was an interesting tie-in. So, with that, I'll ask you to quiet your minds and hearts. I'll shake the cobwebs out and we will read today's gospel, which is from St. John chapter 16, verses 5 through 11. Jesus said to his disciples, "Now I am going to the one who sent me, and not one of you asks me, 'Where are you going?' But because I told you this, grief has filled your hearts. But I tell you the truth, it is better for you that I go. For if I do not go, the advocate will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world in regard to sin and righteousness and condemnation. Sin because they do not believe in me. Righteousness because I am going to the Father, and you will no longer see me. Condemnation because the ruler of this world has been condemned." In this gospel, Jesus does a very interesting thing. He basically creates a circle of his life overlapped onto our life. By that I mean he refers to things that took place during his earthly ministry. He touches on them. He touches on the present and he touches on the future. And he ties it all together by making sure that we, the readers of this gospel, understand that yes, there is a little bit of our past, a little bit of our present, and a lot of our future that we should consider when we set ourselves to look at the rest of our life. So in an interesting way, I go into this nuclear stress test today, and lo and behold, the nurse who took care of me graduated high school with me. I didn't recognize him, he recognized me. And as I had to wait for this nuclear sludge to go through my veins and into my heart to prepare for the stress test, I got to thinking about my high school days because after all, I remember this guy from high school and remembered all the things I did and things I should have done and the things I shouldn't have done. And I began to reflect on those things that I learned from high school to today and those things that I still need to learn. And then I said, what an interesting overlap it is to today's gospel. And it truly is. For when Jesus mentions sin in this gospel, we all have sinned. And that's not the tragedy. The tragedy is if we don't learn from them and then put them into practice for our future. So it really was an interesting, revealing gospel for today for me and hopefully for you. And I will come clean to you and tell you I really wasn't sure where I was going to go with this gospel until these events happened in my life today. And it does give us that cause for pause to say, wait a minute, I should be looking at all that has taken place before, all that's taking place today, and all that can take place tomorrow because of the wisdom that I can employ to the present and to the past. With that, I was told that there are some areas of concern that need to be looked at in my heart and in arteries and things of that nature. So, of course, that puts me in a place of concern that I need to worry about what's coming next. But I'm not going to do that, in all honesty. I'm going to take the rest of this day. I'm going to reflect on what I have shared with you, which I picked up from this gospel in my life events, and ask you to do the same. And then, interestingly, I look and I tell you all the time what we can learn from animals, and I believe that deep in my heart. This is one thing an animal does not do or cannot do. They cannot look back and look at their sins. First of all, they don't sin. They can't really look to the future as well. They live in the present, which is a beautiful place, and a place where we should live most of our time, but not without looking back a little bit, reflecting, learning, and applying it to a very positive future. And that's what Jesus lays out for the gospel for us. A positive future with him in it, although ascended to heaven, he still remains with us. Well, my friends, that's my message for you on this Tuesday, May the 16th. I hope it was helpful for you, as I always do. Please I look forward to your comments and your thoughts. I welcome them. I wish you all a wonderful rest of this Tuesday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everyone.